Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Daniel Pineda.
Rich Masabny.
And here we go with another show, our post 4th of July show for 2012, about halfway through this year. We have a news and community bulletin board, news from Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute, some CBB items, community bulletin board items. Rich is here with his reviews.
Hey, Rich.
What's up tonight?
I'm ready. I'm telling you about the
You
new
ready?
season from the different theater companies.
New season coming up this fall?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I got it all here.
All right. Thanks, Rich. And our News for Seniors segment. And then Miriam Gennari is here with her interview guest. And that's all coming your way on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. But first, a reminder.
Yes, Arlington Weekly News is available at www.youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. And you can always go and visit us on YouTube.
Check us out.
On Facebook, I'm sorry.
On YouTube or Facebook.
Yes.
All right. Okay, here we go. Our first item. Arlington police are looking for witnesses to a fatal car accident that occurred on July 1st. A 35-year-old man, Edgar Francisco Aguilar, was struck by a vehicle that was traveling westbound on Columbia Pike at the 4 Mile Run Drive intersection. The driver stayed at the scene. However, police need the help of witnesses and other people who may have been in the area at the time of the accident to help them reconstruct the event and give them more information. Anyone who was there or may have more information about this incident can call them at 703-228-4240. Daniel.
And Craig, an Arlington father was attacked by 2 dogs in front of his children and was rescued by his son. On Sunday, July the 15th at around 4:30 p.m., 62-year-old Max Ferronda was attacked by his neighbor's 2 pit bulls. He had stepped out of his truck at his home near Walter Reed Drive and South Oakland Street and was trying to shoot the dogs out of the yard when they knocked him to the ground and started biting him. Ferronda's youngest child was in the truck screaming when his oldest son, 17-year-old Alejandro Morales, distracted the dogs and helped his dad get back into the truck. Police who responded to the scene killed 1 dog and impounded another. There is an investigation to determine whether to charge the owners. Craig.
And up next, this item. Last week, we reported on a sexual assault near the 4 Mile Run area. In response to that and other recent assaults, on Thursday, July 19th, the Arlington Community Center hosted the Commission on the Status of Women. The event focused on the prevalence of sexual assaults in Arlington. The discussion dealt with primarily with what can be done to prevent more incidents like this from occurring. Representatives from the county and the Arlington Police Department were the speakers. The commission's next meeting will be held on August 9th at the courthouse. You can visit the county website for more information and details. Daniel.
Well, more than 2 weeks after the storm that left approximately 1.5 million people in the D.C. area without power, well, Arlington continues to deal with its after effects. Although power has been fully restored, the infamous derecho storm destroyed many Arlington trees, including some with historical significance. The county's oldest tree, a 250-year-old post oak, split and fell during the storm. It exceeded the typical lifespan of this type of tree by more than a century. Parks and Recreation had to completely remove it, but the department retained part of it for research and display. In addition, members of the public have asked about acquiring parts of the tree as personal mementos and community, souvenirs. The George Washington tree, a southern red oak at the corner of South Fern and 31st Streets, lost a large limb during the storm, and according to legend, that tree was possibly surveyed by George Washington himself. The designated heritage tree is expected to survive, but will undergo extensive trimming. The storm winds also fell three of the oldest trees in Arlington Cemetery and toppled an additional 22 on the burial grounds. In total, about 230 trees in Arlington were lost during the storm.
That was an expensive and damaging storm in terms of
Yeah.
tree loss here in Arlington. Okay, up next, this item now. On July 3rd of this year, Arlington resident Joseph Sylvester won the Virginia Lottery top cash prize of $100,000. This was the second time that he had won. He won the first time in April of this year. That's right, April of this year, Mr. Sylvester won $100,000 twice in 3 months.
Wow.
For his latest win, Sylvester used the computerized Easy Pick option at the 7-Eleven located at 1500 South Fern Street. If you're taking note, the chances of winning the top prize once, just once, are 1 in 278,256. So you can say he really beat the odds. All right, we'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Nort Beckerman, sorry Nort, and his Brain Healthy Minute. Here's Nort.
Have a bookie. I'm Nort Beckerman, the brain health coach. For your brain to survive, it must have the right fuel and materials. The fuel and materials that your brain needs are delivered by your blood. Because your brain's survival is dependent on the cargo delivered by your blood, your brain considers your blood to be a scarce commodity. Your brain cells need blood to function, but your brain only distributes blood to those cells that need it. If brain cells aren't processing new information, they don't need blood. Your brain will begin to withhold blood from those lazy cells, reducing their ability to function. If that situation continues, the brain cells that are not processing new information will eventually shrivel, shrink, and die. You can avoid this by staying hydrated, eating the right foods, and learning new things. I'm Nort Beckerman, the Brain Health Coach. I'll see you next time for a Brain Healthy Minute.
Thanks, Nort. Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute. All right, on to our CBB, or Community Bulletin Board file. Here we go. On Saturday, 21 July at 8 p.m., Arlington Bolivian Cultural Night will bring scores of dancers and musicians together to demonstrate the folk traditions of Bolivia. This exciting night will be held at Lubber Run Amphitheater on North Columbus Street and 2nd Street North. For more information and details, 703-228-1852, or visit their website, www.proboliviausa.org for more information and details. This event is free, FRWE free. We like the free ones. Daniel.
Well, Craig, on the same night at 8:30 p.m., the 5th Crystal City Twilighter 5K will be held. The Crystal City Twilighter 5K race is one of the only a few evening races in the area. The results will be posted on Facebook. This popular event has a great party atmosphere in addition to water stops for racers that have a lot of volunteer interaction, and there will be a post-race food and drinks afterwards. Visit pacer's-events.com/race/crystal-city-twilighter-5k/ for more information.
Slash dash. All right, thanks, Daniel. Some information now on Movies Outdoors. The Roslyn Film Fest will continue on Friday, July 20th, with the political comedy adventure Dave, starring Kevin Kline and Sigourney Weaver. The following week, the movie Swing Vote will be shown. The movies are being shown at 1911 North Fort Myer Drive, which is across the street from the Gateway Park and 2 blocks from Roslyn Metro. Crystal Screen will continue with its romantic comedies series, and they'll be showing The Proposal on Monday, July 23rd, starring Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. And that will be shown about dusk at 1800 South Bell Street near the Crystal City Metro. The following week, the 90s classic You've Got Mail will be shown. That was a good one. Movies at both locations start around dusk. Daniel.
Well, Edu Futuro, also called Educación para Nuestro Futuro, or in English, Education for Our Future, is looking for volunteer teacher assistants for its Arlington-based Spanish Academy. The Spanish Academy is an interactive summer immersion camp that provides cultural and academic enrichment, as well as Spanish language skills to kindergartners through 5th graders in a condensed 2-week course. Volunteers would work August 13th through the 24th, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you need any more information, call 703-228-2560.
Okay, Daniel, we'll be back with news for seniors right after we hear from our man about town for theater, the arts, and a whole lot more, Mr. Rich Masabny.
Hey, Rich.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys. Here are some interesting highlights of the 2012-13 season at George Mason University Center for the Performing Arts. An evening of Broadway tunes with Miss Sutton Foster. That'll be on Saturday, September 29. And then they have other Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew. There's the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields. Then there's the Shalon Warriors from China, and they're coming in November 10 and 11. I've seen them; they're pretty darn good. The ever popular pianist Jeffrey Siegel's also there. He's been there forever. And then, of course, don't forget the Virginia Opera. They're doing the Fledermaus. That's November 30 and December 2. Virginia Opera people are great. Anyway, you can look them up under, let me see, what is it? cfa.gmu.edu, or call them up, 703-993-2787, and there's free parking in Lot K. That's a little secret they don't tell you about. I just told you. If you haven't been out to Wolf Trap yet this season, there are still a lot more good shows coming up. For example, conductor Emile Decoux is doing Beethoven's Ninth on Saturday, July 28th, and then there's the Temptations. Now, you know Temptations and the Four Tops together. Can't beat that. Thursday, August 2. West Side Story is Saturday, August 4. It's ABBA. You know ABBA? They're wonderful. Well, not the original group, but it's an ABBA concert. People do just good stuff. I've seen them on Sunday, August 12th. And then guess who? Frankie Valli. I grew up with him. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, Thursday, August 23. Oh, yeah, we're old pals, he and I. I used to sing in the group.
You and Frankie.
I used to sing, hey, babe. Anyway, I'll tell you more. Check the website. That's it. Wolftrap.org, or call 1-877-WOLFTRAP. Let's see here. Arlington's Signature Theater right there in Shirlington has some great musical shows coming up this new season. August 14 through October 7. The best little whorehouse in Texas.
That's a good one.
It is. And then there's Dream Girls, November 13, and then Hello Dolly comes on March 15 of next year. Anyway, check them out at 703-820-9771, or check the website, signature-theater with an RE.org.
Theatre.
One of the most popular theater venues in the D.C. area is Arena Stage, of course, down there at 1101 6th Street Southwest in the district. Here are just a few of the upcoming shows that come to see them. Kathleen Turner, that hot babe, she's gonna be doing Molly Ivins, the political woman. It's called a Kick-Ass Wit of Molly Ivins. That's August 23 through October 28. And then there's Janis Joplin, September 28th. And so anyway, for the whole season, find out. Look them up. Arena Stage. What'd you say, my boy?
She's dead.
Oh, I know that. I had dinner with her a few weeks ago. Anyway, the phone number is 202-488-3300. Arena, and look them up, arenastage.org. Yeah, I know she's dead. It broke my heart. Now let me tell you about a restaurant. There's a jewel of a restaurant in Falls Church called Orso. Orso, you know what that means? Bear, you know the animal? Okay. Many folks already know, I don't know the connection. Many folks already know Orso for its pizza, but thanks to executive chef Will Otley, Orso is becoming much more. One could go to Orso and have a satisfying culinary experience and never have one of the great brick oven pizzas. Although for me, that'd be hard to do coming from Brooklyn. Orso is located on the street-level office building at 400 South Maple Avenue. It's under new management with Jonathan Bentley as a general manager and Will Otley, of course, executive chef. I know Otley from another well-known restaurant. The guy knows what he's doing. but right now he has more control and a bigger stage to execute his talents. First, the pizza is wonderful, which is part of due to the sourdough. I said, why does this have a tangy taste to this pizza? So good. And he got the dough and broke it in half. He said, sniff it. Yeah, it had a nice little tangy smell to it. He created also a menu of small plates, which include pasta dishes and a gnocchi, bacon thing, tomatoes, truffle cream sauce, so many things. So many. The seared scallops, that's something here that, and the fried calamari. If nothing else, get those two things. If you want a pizza on the side, you can't go wrong. And don't miss the grilled watermelon. When's the last time you had grilled watermelon there, Nort? Never. Okay. Yes, I said grilled watermelon. Okay, give also a try. For more information or reservations, call 703-226-3460. That's it, 226-3460, or check the website. It's www.pizzeriaorso.com. That is it, folks. I think I'm finished.
I like that grilled watermelon.
Are you giving me more time, Bill? You want me to go on for another 3 minutes?
Maybe they dip it in chocolate or something. You know?
I don't know.
Grilled watermelon, eh?
Yes, good.
At Orzo. Okay,
Yeah,
thanks,
what'd
Rich.
I do for this show? It
What
kills
do you
me.
do?
Yeah.
Sampling
Okay.
the grilled watermelon.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. As promised now, our News for Seniors segment. Get your pens and pencils. Here we go. Langston Brown Senior Center will host a financial seminar for retirees. The seminar is intended to help you prepare for health care costs. Terrence Frederick, a financial advisor with Merrill Lynch, will lead the seminar. It'll be held on Tuesday, July 24 at 7 in the p.m. Call 703-228-6300 to register for that one. That program is free. Daniel.
Well, a member of the Arlington Historical Society and retiree of the Arlington County Library will present a program on what makes Arlington so special. Sarah Collins will be at the Walter Reed Senior Center on Thursday, that's July the 26th at 1 p.m. For more information and to sign up for this free presentation, call 703-228-0955.
And continuing with our News for Seniors segment, if you would like an introduction to the county's services for older adults and persons with disabilities, then you should attend a presentation by Randy Feliciano from the Department of Human Services. The presentation is being held at Culpeper Garden Senior Center Monday, July 30 at 11 in the morning. He will also discuss Arlington's volunteer personal advocate service. Early registration is encouraged for this free, FREE free program. Call Culpeper Garden Senior Center 703-228-4403 for details and more information. Daniel.
Well, reverse mortgages may be a way to use the equity in your home to help you stay in your home. And to learn more about reverse mortgages and whether one is right for you, 2 informational presentations are planned that will discuss the types of reverse mortgages available. The first session will be on Thursday, that's July the 26th at 1:30 p.m. at Langston Brown Senior Center. Call Langston Brown at 703-228-6300 for more information and to register. And the second presentation will be on Monday, July the 30th at 11:30 a.m. at Aurora Hills Senior Center. To register for that one, just give them a call at 703-228-5722.
All right, some information now for you music lovers. Lee Senior Center has 2 musical groups that take turns performing on Mondays at 10:15 in the morning. On the last Friday of the month, they offer a sweet bluegrass social. The social features 2 bands, the Lee Jammers and the Just Playin' Country Musicians. This event is FREE free and open to the public from 1 to 3 p.m. For more information, 703-228-0555, and they'll give you all the details. And welcome and to the members of the Parker family who are in the studio here tonight getting together for their family reunion. Hope you guys have a safe and happy reunion up there in New Jersey. Todd Parker is our director back in the studio. Here we go. So that's it for the News for Seniors segment. Thanks to Judy Masabny.
Thank you, Judy.
Of the Office of Senior Adult Programs for helping us out and sending us these announcements. Up next on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, Miriam Gennari and her guests. Miriam.
Thank you, gentlemen. And now I have the great pleasure of having Paul Hughes, chairman of the Nova Green Party, here with me today. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Good to be here.
Now, Paul, there's a lot happening with the Green Party nationally, and you just returned from a convention in Baltimore. Tell us what happened.
Well, it's very exciting. People from, I think there was like 40-some states represented, and we did come out of that very amicably with a new vice presidential nominee, agreement on the platform, and many issues across the board. We feel like we've really got a strong ticket that can have an impact in this election and here locally in Virginia.
The presidential election. We've already started to see the ads back and forth, Mitt Romney, Barack Obama, but there hasn't been much said about the candidate Jill Stein. Tell us a little bit about her.
Well, she's a physician who internal medicine. She's practiced in inner city community health center. She's still an active doctor, practicing physician, but she really has been into the whole national health care, Medicare for all sort of movement. But I think she really was turned off with this debacle last summer, with the debt issue and the country going all the way to the edge.
Now that's interesting. She's put her hat in the race now, but she's run for office before, and she's no stranger to one of the candidates. In fact, she ran against Mitt Romney. She
is from Massachusetts. I think she's run for delegate once. She ran for governor, I believe, twice, if I'm not mistaken, and actually did so well in one of the campaigns in the debates that she was disinvited to subsequent debates. So that kind of tells you that there was some concern on Romney's part that she not return.
Well, it's interesting. She has a strong platform. I've looked at it. There are some real spotlights, but she calls it the Green New Deal.
Right.
And you're in a green business yourself. Tell me, how would a Green New Deal affect jobs in this country?
Well, it would start converting them from things that are unsustainable in the long term. We're talking about massive expenditures on military hardware and ships and everything else, and trying to convert that more to less dependency on oil, more renewable energy, even energy conservation in both residential and commercial sectors. And there's who knows how many hundreds of thousands of jobs, millions of jobs probably, in the manufacture of solar and wind and geothermal, other kinds of renewable energy, let alone going in and making all the existing houses more comfortable and more weatherized.
You know, a lot of people are concerned about jobs. Over the past 4 years, there hasn't been much discussion about the environment, but Jill has a strong environmental platform, and it seems to resonate with a lot of the youth.
It does, and I think a lot of youth are realizing that the current generation is leaving them with a planet that is in pretty bad shape, and they're going to be the inheritors of it. They're going to have to live in it, and we will have all moved on. And I think they're coming to that realization that they've got to do something about it now. Even this you wonder with all the hot weather that we've had, if this isn't, you know, obviously to many of us, the beginning of some of the major climatic weather changes that we're going to see more of.
It's true. She talks about that tipping point. It's actually, it reminds me, it's reminiscent of things that Al Gore said years ago, but not things that we hear from Barack Obama these days. Now, something else about the youth that I think my daughters would be very excited about, what does she think about student loans and our generation of indentured servants?
That's exactly what it is. They come out so heavily in debt that they can only go to work for some of the large multinational corporations or financial institutions in order to earn enough money to pay back their loans. I talked with a woman in her early 30s a couple months ago who was coming out of law school, had been out about 2 years, $150,000 in debt. And she was going to have to work for in the corporate law field, which was not her first choice by any means. She wanted to do public interest kind of thing.
Environmental policy or something. Well, so Jill wants to forgive the debt.
Exactly. And you know, a lot of students entered into this without full understanding. All this consumer fairness and reporting and disclosure was not in place when they were just thrown credit cards and, you know, applications for debt and everything else. And a lot of them didn't. They thought they were helping their parents out by not drawing on their wealth or lack thereof and doing it independently. And now it's got them in trouble. And as you say, it's put them in indentured servitude, perhaps for most of their working adult life.
Now, in addition to appealing to the youth, there's a huge debate on health care. And I think Jill Stein, to my understanding, was even critical of Mitt Romney's health care plan in Massachusetts. She does believe in universal health care.
She does indeed. And as you know, Barack Obama took that off the table in the discussion of the affordable health care plan. And even up in Massachusetts, by no means are 100% of the people covered. So it's a lot is still left undone.
Well, there's one thing we definitely have to cover, because politics is big in this area and people are afraid of the third-party spoiler. What is your take on a third-party candidate coming in and shaking things up?
Well, for starters, I don't look at it as a third party. I view it as an alternative candidate, and as far as I know, there's nothing in the Constitution that limits this country to two parties. I mean, you've got more choices of cereal in the supermarket than you do candidates for the highest office, you know, and heading the leader of the free world. And we're down to 2 every year, and there are 2 that other people have selected. With the third party, or alternative party, as we call it, we have a say. We were instrumental in getting her on the ballot and can have an effect.
Well, you know what I think is so honorable is that the Green Party does not take outside money from corporations.
That's
only
correct.
Individuals.
That is correct.
So it's up to individuals to choose our president in the coming election, and I appreciate you coming here and talking a little bit about Jill Stein. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Sustainable Scoop.
Okay, thanks, Miriam and Paul Hughes from the Green Party. Don't forget to vote your political preference this coming November. All right. Anything else to add, gentlemen, before we go?
Yes, youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the #1 to check us out. And we're also on Facebook.
On the tube and on Facebook.
Wow, we're all over, huh?
We're all over the place.
Anything else, sir,
No,
down there at
that's
the
it.
end?
No, that's it.
That's it? You did your
Cheerio.
bit and I'm out. Okay. That's it for this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Thanks for watching. Have a safe week. Next week, you be there. We'll be here. Take care. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.